Hey, here are solutions to the practice problems for slope-intercept form, slope formula, and point-slope formula. So number one was given y equals negative 2x plus 5. Find the slope, y-intercept, and graph. So let's walk through the solution. So remember that the slope comes from, it's in the correct form, so the slope comes from what's in front of the x, which will be negative 2, and if you need to, when you go to graph it, you can write that as negative 2 over 1. Your y-intercept comes from the b part, which will be 5, so that's 0, 5, so that gives you a point. And then let's see if we can throw a graph in here. Yes. Let's see here. We'll make it a little bit bigger. So let's plot these points. We have 0, 5. And we have going down to over 1 to give us another point. Going down to and over 1 to give us another point. So our graph will look something like this. And remember, I'm freehanding just like you are, so it may not be perfect. So that's how we get number 1. And now we'll go to number 2. So with number 2, we're given the equation 5x plus 6 equals 12. And we're told to find the same things. So what we need to do is we need to take this equation and put it in slope-intercept form. So 5x plus 6y equals 12. We want to get y by itself, so we'll move the 5x over. So now we have 6y equals negative 5x plus 12. And then we've got to divide out the 6. In most of my examples I make to come out nicely so they don't confuse you at first. But you can't count on all examples to come out this way. So when I divide by 6, I get y equals negative 5, 6x plus 2, which is slope-intercept form. So we will have a slope of negative 5, 6, and we will have a y-intercept of 2, which is 0, 2 as a point. So let's see if we can graph that. Oop, nope. Hold on. Let me take this one. Alright, so I paused and corrected that graph. But here we have a graph, and we're trying to plot the point 0, 2, which is up here on the x-axis, excuse me, the y-axis, sorry. And we have a slope of negative 5, 6. So from there we'll go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll go over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we start at the point 0, 2, and now we're at the point 6, negative 2. We could do some more plotting with that. But we're going to just run our line through those 2 points and have our solution. Okay. Now we will go to number 3. So number 3 was we're given 2 points, 2, 7 and negative 3, 4, and we're told to find the slope-intercept form and the graph. So what we need is the slope formula. So we have 2 as being x1, 7 being y1, negative 3 being x2, 4 being y2. So our slope formula will be m equals 4 minus 7 over negative 3 minus 2. So that gives me negative 3 over negative 5, which I can cancel those negatives out, and I'll have a slope of 3/5. Now I need to transfer over to the point slope formula, where I'll have y equals, and y1 was 7, so y minus 7 equals 3/5. And x was 2, so I'll have x minus 2. So I'm trying to write the formula, so I'll use the distributive property to get rid of these parentheses. Y minus 7 equals 3/5 x minus 6/5. I will add 7 to both sides. So now I have y equals 3/5 x and 6/5, and let's see here, 7 would be 35/5 minus 6/5, so that would be plus 29/5. So now I have a slope-intercept formula. So let's see if we can graph it. Let's see here. Here's a graph. Just popped down our page. So let's see if we can get this on here. We have two things. We have a slope of 3/5, and we have a y-intercept of 0.29, which we'll figure out what that is. 29/5 is a little bit less than 6. So let's see here. A little bit less than 6 would be right about here on our graph, below the 6 on the y-axis. And 3/5 means I would go up 3, 1, 2, 3, over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let's kind of plot that point. And we'll make a graph. Not the best, since I'm freehanding. So let's see, the points were 2, 7. So let's see if we're anywhere near that. 2, 7 would have been right about here, so that worked out pretty good. And negative 3, 4, I missed it, but that's because I'm not a good drawer. But that's where the 2 points would be, so that works out perfectly. And now we're going to go to practice problem number 4. Okay, so solution to problem number 4. I had an error, so I had to go back and fix it. So if something weird happens, let me know. But you're given the points negative 3 for x1, 5, which is y1, x2 would be 2, and y2 would be negative 1. You're going to try and find the slope, intercept, and the graph. Well, first you have to find the slope. So as I labeled things, we'd have negative 1 minus 5, and we would have 2 minus negative 3. So that'll be negative 6 over 5. So our slope is negative 6/5. So then we will go to point slope to actually get the equation. So we will have y minus y1, which is 5. So y minus 5 equals the slope of negative 6/5 times x minus negative 3. So minus negative 3. So if we clean that up, we will clean up our signs. We'll have y minus 5 equals negative 6/5 x minus 18/5. Negative, 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 still leaves a negative. So I will add 5 because I need to get the y by itself. So if I add 5 to both sides, the point slope, the slope-intercept equation I get is y equals negative 6/5 x plus 7/5. So that's the equation I'm looking for as far as slope-intercept. Y equals negative 6/5 x plus 7/5. Now let's graph it. So what's that mean? If I pull it from there, I've got a slope of negative 6/5, and I've got a y-intercept of 0.7/5. So let's come over here. 7/5 is between 1 and 2, and my negative 6/5 means from there I go down 6. 1, wrong color. Oh, there it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I went from something close to 0, 1 to something close to 5, negative 5. Well, let's connect those. And it gives me a nice little line. So let's just double check here. See if my points are there. So what have I got here? I got the point, excuse me, negative 3, 5. So negative 3, 5 does appear to be there. And 2, negative 1 does appear to be there. So all my points check out. So it feels like I've got the right graph and the right formula. So there's your solutions.